Get your hash, get your weed, get your dab, get your wine, get your yak if you need it. And we're gonna hash this shit out. Hi guys and gals and all my non-binary friends. So today we are on the second episode of this series. This weekly series where I basically catch you guys up on the topics that I felt were interesting that happened throughout this week and bring nuance and all this other stuff to it. So let's just get straight into it because I have a bunch of topics that I really want to talk about. So let's go. As you all know, it is Black History Month. Hello. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. And of course, it wouldn't be Black History Month if we don't get violence and people just being ignorant towards Black people. So first day of Black History Month, if I'm not mistaken, this story comes out about this 9-year-old who was pepper sprayed by the police. And yes, you guessed it. You win the prize. He was in fact Black. Surprise, surprise. And in the video, you can hear the cop literally tell this 9-year-old child, "You're acting like a child," to which this 9-year-old child has to respond, "Bitch, I am a child. Are you fucking stupid?" In the video, you can hear, and I'm not going to play the video because I don't, no. I don't want Black pain. I'm not going to, if you want to find it, that's fine. I can't keep showing Black pain for what? Some of y'all fuckers like that shit, to be honest with you. In the video, the girl is calling for her father, and it's just like, let this have been a white girl. Let this have been a 15-year-old white girl, let alone a 9-year-old white girl. Mind you, this is the same police department that put a bag over a Black man's head and caused him to die. So yeah, no surprise there. Oh, did you guys also see that one of the traitors who tried to, throw an insurrection with our former president, got to go to Mexico on vacation? Yeah. Did you see that? Oh, did you see that? Did you miss it? Yeah. They got to go to Mexico after an attempted coup during a pandemic. Let that all sink in. Woo, Black History Month. Cheers to that. America fucking sucks. America fucking sucks. So, if you guys wasn't clear, America fucking sucks. All right. That fucking sucked. Next topic is a little breather. Let's talk about it. All right, so I was on Twitter and I saw this YouTuber talking about how this podcast was fangirling over, Michelle Obama's inauguration outfit. And I was like, oh, fangirling Michelle Obama, I'm there. The YouTuber who was talking about it and recommending the podcast, I had recently followed her YouTube and I liked some of her commentary. I haven't really watched a lot of her videos, but I like some of it. So anyway, so I go to the podcast, right? I'm thinking I'm about to get here, like, just get lit. And so, first of all, they didn't spend that much time fangirling over Michelle Obama for me, to be honest with you. It really wasn't even fangirling. It was like, yeah, girl, she looked good. Yeah, she did look good, Anyways, so after that, they started talking about J-Lo. And the interesting thing is, we all, like, no one likes J-Lo. Like, no one likes J-Lo. And, like, it's like we all know why we don't like J-Lo. But I'm the type of person, it's like, I'll remember the problematic shit people do. But I'll kind of, like, so, like, subconsciously I remember it. So my body will be like, ooh, I don't fuck with that person. I can't remember what the fuck they did, but I don't fuck with that person. And so when I was like, J-Lo singing, it's like, J-Lo can't sing. And also she be stealing for Ashanti. But it's like, that's not the first thing that pops to your head. It's just like, J-Lo can't sing. So why is she at the inauguration? But then, so it's just like, everyone's complaining about J-Lo being at the inauguration. And on this podcast, the woman is like, okay, I get it. We all don't like J-Lo, but can Latinas get a moment? I mean, I get it. The song that she was singing was insensitive to the natives' plight. But I mean, can we please, like, can the Latinos get a moment to be happy? I mean, yeah, she did steal from Ashanti, but can the Latinas please get a moment? And I'm just like, it's not even that I'm so upset with, like, it's not even necessarily that, but that to me, that is the perfect thing about, like, representation for the sake of just representation, right? So people are willing to forego everyone else and throw everyone else to the bus. Fuck POC solidarity if it means that some part of them will be represented in some kind of way, right? And even if you look to like a Barack Obama, who, I mean, yay, black people got representation, but a lot of people got deported. And black people are also immigrants, so a lot of black people probably got deported along in those big numbers too. So it's just like, what is the representation if it's not gonna actually bring us better, to like bring us further and like and be actually inclusive, right? Am I just putting representation out there just to shut people up, or am I actually putting representation out there to be inclusive, right? So when you look at a J-Lo, it's like, yeah, she did steal from a black woman. She did use the vocals of a black woman and pretend like they were her own. She did, regardless of whether or not she chose the song. We look at these big POCs. Okay, J-Lo, sure, she's a POC. These POCs, or these representations of different cultures, and if we let them get to we see them rise to such a pinnacle, but yet they still are not using their platform to leverage for other POCs and other people, like, then what's the point? What's the point of that representation if it's not to have people in the room who can say, hey, I know that the girlies love this land is your land, but this land is not our land. This land is native land. And I can't be out here singing that shit when I know that. But you would have to care. And you would have to see that this is worth your little 5 minutes of shitty singing. But you don't. And then people say, oh, can you just let us have this? No. So yeah, just a reminder that J-Lo ain't shit, and that this representation bullshit is not the answer. So yeah, cute, right? Okay. Next topic, next subject. Susan Collins is garbage. And like, I don't mean, like, this is a human being. She is worthy of every just basic necessities. She deserves shelter. She deserves to feel safe. She deserves food, water. But she's hot garbage, along with all the other Republicans. And while we're at it, okay, so basically, Susan Collins and like 10 other or some Republicans, including Mitt Romney, who, by the way, I had complimented in my video about the Republicans rebranding and said that Romney had been speaking truth power, but don't get it twisted. He's still a fucking Republican. He still believes that people aren't deserving of like basic human necessities during a pandemic. So fuck him. So yeah, all of them came together and was like, Joe, I hear that you're saying that you want to make a $1.9 trillion package to stimulate the economy and put money in the hands of small people, individual Americans. But here's the deal. We actually want to make it $600 billion. Are you gonna? So yeah, I know you're in charge. I know you have the Senate and you have the House and you have the White House. But we're going to go out of our way to prove during a pandemic that we don't believe that people should have basic necessities. Blink, Joe. Blink, because you need to compromise with us. And it's like, this is the dumbest shit. This whole idea that we need to keep, like, it pisses me off when I hear people say, we need a healthy Republican Party. No, this is a healthy Republican Party. This is what a healthy Republican Party does. It says, oh, guys, I know that people need basic necessities and money is made up. And really, if we wanted to, we could just like let everyone just live and actually be able to breathe while they're living. But no. How about no? And it's just like, why do we need a functioning, healthy Republican Party if this is what they do? It don't seem useful to me, because it's not just about budgeting. Because if it was about budgeting, we wouldn't have seen them do all those shit that they was doing when Trump was in charge. It's not just about making sure we don't have a deficit. No, that game is played out. These people just don't want people of color and poor people really to have basic necessities, and they keep showing it every time. And we keep saying we need a healthy Republican Party. No, we don't need a two-party system where we choose between, oh, you don't deserve to live, and it's like, oh, I think you deserve to live, but I also think that corporations should like shit on you. Like, what are we really comparing these to? What are we doing here? Fuck the Republican Party, fuck the Democratic Party, okay? It's just like the lesser of two evils, okay? We dealing with that now. And Susan Collins has consistently shown herself to not give a fuck about people and to not like be able to read the room and step up when we need them. So how about Maine? Y'all need to do something. Everybody love coming at these southern states for how entrenched and how disenfranchised and how many terrible people like the Lindsey Grahams and Mitch McConnells that these southern states bring. But look at Susan Collins. What is she doing, Maine? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? This is hot garbage. Consistently hot garbage. I'm so sick of it. But okay. Let's talk about... Oh. Damn. I done forgot my hash. In the hash it out. Alright, so let's talk about Cori Bush. Cori Bush is an activist who ran for Congress. And she got it. She ran Congress. Cori Bush was a part of the Ferguson protest, the Black Lives Matter protest in Ferguson, like original, like before George Floyd even happened. Cori Bush was in Ferguson after Mike Brown, like really, she's like an activist, okay? We got roots. Mama got roots, okay? And that's not to say that she's not without her faults. I mean, everyone comes with their own sets of baggage and ideas and we're never gonna have 100% agreement on everything, right? But Cori Bush is really out there on the grind, really just trying to make sure that everyone else can live equitably. She's really about that abolishing prisons life. Like, it's beautiful to see. She originally ran the same time that AOC and all the other squad members ran, but she lost, unfortunately. But your girl, she does not give up. And if you find out anything about Cori, which I'll definitely have, I'll have her podcast with, God, I can't remember their names, but I have the podcast about her in the description box, as well as the Daily Show interview that I'm about to show. And she's really she's not a giver-upper, right? So she ran when AOC and the other squad members ran. She lost, and then she ran again in 2020, and she won this time around. Yay. And now she's a member of Congress. Yay. And so she's an activist who's trying to push the pen and actually change laws and actually get people to understand that politicians are just tools to get the work done. So activists are always going to be needed, but it's amazing to see activists pushing the pen and being able to try to create laws. And it's just amazing. But unfortunately, the brilliant, amazing, great Cori Bush also came into office at the same time as the Marjorie Taylor Greene. And so last week I talked about her in my first Hash It Out video, so check that out. It will be in the description box as well. And I talked about how this woman was pretty much a danger to everyone she comes in contact with who isn't a rich white man. And yeah, cisgendered, heterosexual, able-bodied white man, of course. And so, yeah, pretty much, that doesn't agree with her. And so for some reason, Miss Marjorie thought she could try Cori. It's not for some reason. Cori Bush is a black woman who has ties to the Black Lives Matter movement. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is a conspiracy theorist who says that the Black Lives Matter movement is a terrorist organization that's part of the whole QAnon conspiracy theory, which, by the way, I will have a video up on my next Wednesday Wisdom, which is next week coming up. I will have a whole video talking about the QAnon conspiracy and what these people believe and like the whole heart of it. But basically, in that video, what I'm going to get you to understand is that Marjorie believes that Democrats, Black Lives Matter, and pretty much any organization in opposition of really extreme white supremacy and Trumpism and conservatism and celebrities who don't agree with Trump and all those things. Anyone who spoke up against Trump are pedophiles who drink and eat babies. And yeah, that's pretty much what QAnon believes. And since Cori Bush was a Black Lives Matter organizer, whatever, Marjorie Taylor took upon herself to attack Cori Bush, not physically, no, not physically, she's stupid, but she's not dumb, to attack her verbally because unfortunately, the Cori Bush, Cori Bush, for some reason, was her office was roomed like near Marjorie Taylor's, and she was harassing her and her staff and just saying all kinds of terrible stuff. I'll let her explain.
That I was the leader of a terrorist mob. She said that I called on the rape and the rape and the burning of a home, and I called, for the murder of a couple. She didn't take that back. She didn't regret that. That's the kind of stuff that's dangerous for our communities. And so that has to be called out.
And it's just like, this woman is an actual radical, like not a radical, but like an extremist. Like, because people have said that if you use the word terrorist to categorize what these white people are doing, the state will just use that to start anti-terrorist thing, which will just hurt brown and black people. So this woman is a real extremist, and she is violent, and she's a danger, and she's living in a delusional reality that does not exist, that puts everyone who goes against her in danger, because she can shoot them. That gives her a right to shoot them. That's why you have people like all these posts of her saying that she's the squad's worst nightmare and she's holding AR-15. Dude, it's so crazy how quickly we forget. Do y'all remember when Sarah Palin put that poster up of Gabby Giffords and a bunch of other Democrats with crosshairs on their foreheads, and then Gabby Giffords ended up shot? She made it out alive, luckily, but she ended up shot. This rhetoric is dangerous. I don't want anyone to die. I really don't want anyone to die. I don't want the activists to die. I don't want anyone to die. I don't want anyone to die. And so this kind of shit is very dangerous. Marjorie Taylor Greene is very dangerous. And this whole idea of a healthy Republican Party, only 11 people voted to make sure Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't get to decide what kind of laws and shit is being made. And it's like, y'all are pathetic. This is what y'all want. Mind you, they said before they were voting to remove her from different committees, Marjorie Taylor Greene, because of this incident and so many other bullshit that she's done. The Republicans met, of course, beforehand, all of them together, and they gave her a standing ovation. They gave this woman a standing ovation. And you're trying to convince us that we should keep this going. Like, we really need this. And the only reason why Democrats is doing that is because they know that without the Republicans, it will not be a two-party system anymore. There will be all kind of independent people being able to it will just open the political landscape for different kind of candidates, and they don't want that. All of these structurals, these powers, these institutions are just trying to keep power, and it's right there in your face. It's like y'all are begging for us to keep respecting the Republican Party. Why? The Republican Party is saying that they want to be a part of this extremist bullshit, where they literally, the whole heart of that whole conspiracy theory is just the execution of anybody who doesn't believe what they believe. Why do y'all want us to keep rooting for these people? Because y'all want to stay in power. You want they the yin to your yang. Sick. It's sick. It's sick. It's sick, and it's right there in front of your face. But okay. Next up we have y'all. Jeff Bezos is a scammer. I just want you, America is home of the scammers. I live in Houston. They say Houston is like home of the scammers, and it is. Houston is full of people just running up the numbers, child. But listen, America ain't nothing but full of nothing but scanners. As soon as they see the writing on the wall, they on to the next. Jeff Bezos, look up Amazon and then go to news. Don't go to the website. No. Go to news on Amazon, and you will find all kinds of scandals, from the fact that Amazon has been Amazon has been stealing their drivers' tips. First, they told their drivers they was going to pay them at a high rate. Then they say, well, no, actually, the tips that you guys are going to get is going to make up for your rate. And then they're not giving them all of the tips that are owed to them. Surprise, surprise, billionaires, this trillionaire Jeff Bezos have made all his money, and now it was always scams. It was always, bullshit going on in Amazon. Everything in Amazon's borders is dirty, nasty. It's never been clean. It's always been murky. It's disgusting, okay? It was never clean, okay? And Jeff Bezos is trying to get out while it's hot. Do not fall. And also, he's not even getting out. He's just like, girl, I'm done being the face of this, okay? I got my $1 trillion. And now and it's so crazy because it's like, Literally, I'm looking up bad shit about Amazon, and and while Jeff Bezos is saying that he's stepping down from CEO, he's like, I want to work on this and this, and I run the Washington Post, and mind you, Washington Post is writing articles about the fucked up shit that Amazon is doing. It's like, oh, so you're making money off of people writing articles about the fucked up shit that you're doing in your other company. It's just disgusting. It's just disgusting, and we really need to have a conversation about how how money and all these billionaires and millionaires running all this shit, and it's like they're right in your face with it. He's not even stopping people from writing these articles. He's like, yeah, no, definitely tell them what the fuck going on in Amazon. That shit is crazy, girl. Let them know. They gonna think they gonna be like, that's wow. But what they gonna do to me? What they gonna do to me? What they gonna do? Lock me up? I got millions of Twitter lawyers who swear I'm the guy. What they gonna do? Lock me up? Jeff Bezos is disgusting. Jeff Bezos is disgusting. Billionaires are disgusting. All these people and this top 1%, these people with all this fucking money, while children are literally dying. And they love trying to say, there's children starving in Africa. No, there's children starving in Houston. There's children starving everywhere around this fucking country. And y'all don't give a fuck. That's why y'all refuse. That's why Cori Bush is saying, oh, yeah, they're pushing for this, but I'm really trying to push for $2,000 a month. And it's like, you still see the Democrats like, oh, no, we just want to give y'all a $1,400 check and a $600 check. And it's like, no, we need more than that bullshit. Like, we need $2,000 a month. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Y'all, it's so disgusting, and it's all in your face. It's all in your face. Jeff Bezos stepping down from being a CEO, and Amazon doing all this bullshit while the Washington Post is writing about it, and it's like, oh, Jeff Bezos makes money either way. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He can go out and do all kind of fuck shit, and it doesn't matter because he's gonna make money off of people talking about it. And that's everybody. That's all these fuckers do. That's what all these fuckers do. It's really quite disgusting. It's really fucking disgusting. I'ma step down. Fuck you. And then they said the next guy, and y'all, this is how white supremacy works. They said the next guy is just like Jeff Bezos. Of course he is. This is what they do. This is why the white power is so entrenched, because they just go out and find. This is why we're forcing everyone to diversify, because everyone has been going out and finding people just like them, who look just the fuck like them, and not trusting anybody who looks anything different. You don't want anyone who will say something, and then that's why you get people who say, even when these companies are they hire diversity teams, they're like, they look at the diversity team like, why is it not diverse yet? And it's more like, no, you guys are still making it not diverse. When shit pop up and I tell y'all, oh, this shit is insensitive, y'all need to be doing this, y'all need to be doing that, you saying I'm the problem. This shit's disgusting. This shit is disgusting. But okay, on to the next. Y'all, big oil is coming down. It's coming down, you guys. Big oil is finally, and you know what the thing is, and I'll talk about this in my next subject. We haven't realized, people can't look past the pandemic because we're so, like, we're not even close to the end. But so many industries are about to die. So many industries have died, and so many industries are dying, right? And so big oil is coming to a crash head. First strike was probably the fact that Russia is an oil state. It runs on oil, nothing but oil. And just like America, that's why you see Chuck Schumer over here. Yeah, climate change is really the number one priority, because they know they can't be going all into these brown countries looking for oil, because baby honey, nobody's looking for that shit no more. So during the pandemic, a lot of industries have died, and big oil is one of them. When you're looking at the stock prices for big oil has went in the negative throughout this pandemic. Like, it's been bad. Like, the girls are starving. The girls are starving. They don't know what they're gonna do. And and car companies are looking to go to non-combustible engines, which of course they are, because they know shit is about to turn. Industries are fucking dying, and either you get with it or you get blown the fuck over. And you'll see that in the next story too, that climate change is really making people have to deal with the fact that they haven't dealt with this shit. This pandemic, on top of the fact that no one has been dealing with climate change for the past however long we've known about this shit, is really speeding this shit ahead. Not to mention the fact that, this pandemic has really just shown all the bullshit that y'all pushed off for centuries and years and decades and all that shit is really coming to a head. The fact that we haven't had universal health care is ridiculous. It does not make sense that, and if I didn't have an employee, that if I didn't have someone employing me, that I probably wouldn't have health insurance. And hell, even if I had someone employing me, I still probably wouldn't have health insurance. That don't make no damn sense. The whole system was, hey, you better get you a good job so you can get health insurance. Nigga, I might die. What are you talking about? That don't make sense. That is the stupidest shit ever. But anyway, back to big oil. They're failing. They're dying. It's dying out. And we need to let it die. And America needs to look at itself and be like, okay, we was out here killing all these brown people for some goddamn oil. We look so stupid. And y'all, it's a whole lot of reconciling that needs to be done. But anyway, so let's talk about the Indian farmers' protest. Okay, so the Indian government's farming makes up about 16% of the Indian government's GDP. Yeah, and 40% of the population is farmers. And so this is a problem for the Indian government because they subsidize farming. They have this controlled market where the government decides the price and it's just a steady price so that all farmers, if you go in, you know that you are guaranteed to sell your shit for this price because it's farmers. You want to save the farmers type shit. Well, when half of your population is doing this, it's not good. It's not good. It's just not good. It's not sustainable. You can't sustain. It's not good for the economy. It's not sustainable. You just having a surplus. Like, it's good to have surplus, but not a surplus to the point where you can't even sell this shit because it's just going bad and all this shit, right? So what the government decides to do is decide, like, we're going to open up the free market. We're going to open up, boom. But they don't tell the farmers. They don't tell the farmers that they made the decision. They don't talk to the farmers before making these laws. They just put the laws out there. And girl, the farmers was not having it. They was like, no, like, what are you talking about? We know how this is gonna work. Mind you, yes, the government has been having this market where it's set prices, but the farmers have not been able to make money. Like, they really have not been able to make money because, again, it's so many people in this industry, right? And so it's just this unsustainable thing that has been going on for years and years and years. But of course, like I said, this pandemic, because of the coronavirus, it has really not have been sustainable for the Indian government to keep doing it. And so the Prime Minister of India decided, okay, we're going to make this change and we're not going to talk to the farmers. And that's the thing. When people up top love thinking they can just do stuff and not talk to the people that it's going to affect. And then you're like, oh, well, I guess the problem was my communication. I should have talked to the people. Yeah, you fucker. You should have talked to the fucking people. Of course. So the farmers was like, okay, boom, we about to move on these niggas. We about to protest. We about to do this. Ba, ba, boom, ba, ba, boom. And India thought that they was going to be like, okay, what's up? India thought that they was just going to be able to strong arm them. But the people are with the farmers because the farmers make up 40% of the population, which means everybody in fucking India knows somebody who's a farmer. So everybody in India knows someone who's going to be affected by this. Hell, everybody damn in India going to be affected by this. What are y'all saying? You know what I'm saying? And so these farmers, they are really there. Some of them have died because of the weather that they are doing this protest in, because it really is like an active thing. Like, they are running up on these niggas, like they're not forceful or anything, but they're just like, we're standing here. They traveled, I think, to New Delhi is what they said. I could be wrong. I'm going to have the podcast and more information down below, of course. And like, are just trying to make a stand. It's like, this is not going to work. This is not going to work for us. You open up the free market and we're dead, and we were already struggling type shit. And it's not because the thing about this is like I said, industries are dying, and some industries have been people have been ignoring the problems of these industries which have been farming is not dying, but the fact that this thing of like 40% of the population being farmers because they have no other option. Like, there's not really a other job available that's going to guarantee you like this kind of guaranteed income, basically. And so it's not that people are out here living their passion. It's like that people know that this is a good trade to go in if you need to, you know, keep your family sheltered and fed. You know what I mean? And so it's this thing of like, government's not stepping up. Government's not doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's really no other option because we got a fucking pandemic. And it's like, y'all should have been dish. Americans should have been had healthcare. Americans in the world should have been stopped using oil. But now that there's pandemic and no one's going around, moving around all the damn time, no one's buying gas like that, all of a sudden it's like, okay, what we gonna do? We gonna make non-combustible engines and shit. We gonna do this. We gonna do it. It's like y'all, are y'all crazy? But it was okay when they was out there. All this environmental racism, that all this climate change that has affected indigenous and black and brown people. Oh no, it was a problem. It wasn't a problem when people have been out here dying from this shit. But nah, as soon as the economy is messed up, as soon as the industry change, okay, well, it's time. We got to do something about this shit. That shit is sickening. This world of like just fucking capitalism, man. Like, the money really tells people what they should do instead of how people are suffering. How people are suffering is how you need to move. Talk to the farmers. Like, it don't make sense. Like, these population of people, I know it takes a innovation, but you want to be the leader, that means you have to have some kind of innovation. Like, it don't make sense that these industries of people are just not, they don't have no answers, and y'all aren't even talking to them to try to understand what they need. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. So anyways, the farmers, they out here, they riding it out because they like, what's up? Because what's going to happen to us? What are y'all trying to give us? And they understand that, yeah, for a while, y'all might make sure that they keep these prices safe. But y'all, they know how capitalism works. They know how this is going to go down. These corporations are going to come in and they're going to dominate. They're going to dominate, and before you know it, everything's going to be a damn Walmart. God damn. All right. Last and final topic. This is actually shorter than my last one, so that's really good. We have Van Jones. Oh my God. Oh, actually, this is not my last topic. That's not my last topic, but I guess it will go into my last topic, so it kind of is. Okay, so Sunny, I always like Sunny hosting, I think is how you pronounce it, and I'm just gonna let her
to unite people. But there are those who really accuse you of being a political opportunist, a chameleon, so to speak, who provided racial cover for former disgraced, twice impeached President Trump. You said this, and I quote, "Donald Trump, and I get beat up by liberals every time I say this, but I'm going to keep saying it. He has done good stuff for the black community, opportunity zone stuff, black college stuff. There's a side to Donald Trump that I think he does not get enough credit for." Yet, just recently, you cried on CNN when Joe Biden was elected the 46th president, and you said it's easier to be a parent now. Character matters now. Truth matters. You even mentioned George Floyd and said a lot of people felt they couldn't breathe. People in the black community don't trust you anymore. What is your response?
Sunny is asking the questions that we all wanted answers to. And it's always the same thing of like, oh, I have to work with the Republicans because I want to get work done, and they're the ones who can make this happen. And it's like, that's not true. That's not true. And I'm going to have as told by Kenya's video on was it Worth It, I think, or something like that, about the people who were willing to work with Donald Trump in spite of the terrible things that he does. And Van Jones even complains about the fact that people took the quote. People take his quote out of context.
Oh, well, I don't think that's true. The entire quote I said was that Trump has done a lot of good stuff he doesn't get credit for. And then I went on to say the reason I didn't get credit for it is because he's done all this horrific stuff, said all this horrific stuff, and it completely erases what he's done. But what happens is social media will take the clip, but they won't show the full context.
This quote of like, Donald Trump has done a lot of things for people and he doesn't get credit for it. And he says that the full quote is he doesn't get credit for it because he does terrible things that destroys all the good. And it's just like, that's exactly it, Van Jones. There's nothing that you can do. The work is going to get done. The work will get done. The work will get done. And Donald Trump will just go behind it and destroy everything that he does. So what's the point of working with him? When like she says, And Navarre said it legitimizes them. When you take pictures with Candace Owens, to some people it makes Candace Owens seem like a reasonable person. And whether or not you yourself disagree with her ethically, people are not going to be able to stream like those two ideas that you're gonna be like, well, Van Jones trusts her. Hey, why not? And it's like, no, Van Jones, that's not how that fucking works. You have an influence on people, and it's great. I'm so glad that you freed all those people, but I promise you, you could have did it a way that wouldn't have legitimized Donald Trump. I promise you, because other people are doing that same work. Other people are doing the same work. Other people are doing the same work, Van Jones, and they're not having to desoil their name to do it. The thing is, we all have a place in this revolution. That is true. My sister, she's so smart. She said that recently. I know she's not the first person to say it, but she's the reason why I got it on the quote on my mind. So yeah, she's an influencer. Let's get into it. But okay, we all got a part in this revolution, right? But why does your part have to be so muddied in with taking pictures with white supremacists? Why does your part have to be you buddying up to white supremacy? Like, that don't make sense. The worst gets done, and all you are doing is legitimizing white supremacy and having them and giving them something to hold up and say, hey, I don't hate niggers. Hey, I did this. I definitely don't hate niggers. I let 17 of them go free. So who gives a fuck about the hundreds of millions I've killed or had locked up? Because, hey, I let 17 of my slaves go free. Like, are you stupid? You can't just do that. You can't just do that. This whole reaching across the aisle is okay when you're talking about someone who is just disagreeing on what color. He wants blue, she wants yellow, and so they decide on green. Sure. But I think that people deserve to live and have a right over their bodies and not be put in jail because they have smoked weed, and be introduced to an institution that will enslave them and allow them to be sexually abused. And the other person pretty much says hang them. Quite literally says hang them. So what am I reaching over there for? What am I reaching over there for? This whole you and Meghan McCain, Van Jones, you always in some bullshit, because this thing about placating white supremacy, placating white people is so disgusting to me. And the only time people do it is when they're trying to get money. The reason why people do that shit is because white people have access to money. You know what I mean? And of course it's power too, but like, you're trying to get money. You want your coins, Van. You want your coins. You're going for those coins. You're trying to appeal to white people. You want to be able to appeal to white people because you want to continue to make money. You want to be able to, black people to trust you and like you because, oh, I'm still out here. I'm doing the work. So it doesn't matter how I get the work done as long as I'm doing the work, right? No, it matters how you get that work done. It matters if you abandon people and like stand up for someone. And even if people are able to take your shit out of context to where it sounds like that and you're like, well, I was actually saying the actual complete opposite of that. It's like, damn, that sucks. But what you said didn't make sense. When you give the whole context, it's still stupid. So what do we do then? Huh? That's my question. Because the thing is, and again, I'll refer to Kenya. The work gets done. Van, the work gets done. You yourself show that. You're not just posting about your the way you free prisoners. You posted about how other people have free prisoners. So the work gets done. So why does your work have to be you cozying up to white supremacy? That's what I don't get. And it's because you want to appeal to white people because what? It helps your bottom line. That's the only way I could see it. You know, and like I said, you post about stuff because I saw this post about how y'all in Alabama, they got the Regions Bank to stop doing work with a private prison. It's like, that's amazing. That is fucking amazing. That is fucking amazing. Put all these banks on blast. Put all these people who are giving money to these private, everyone is invested in slavery. It's slavery, you guys. They have prisoners working on cents on the hour. We over here begging them to give us $15 an hour. All of this is just degrees of slavery, y'all. It's really bad, actually. It's really bad. Like, mothers and fathers and just single people are just like, I'm hungry. I have medical problems, and everyone's just like, huh, y'all hear something? Y'all hear something? No, I don't hear nothing. And it's just like, what the fuck? This is sick. I'm so happy that these organizers and these activists in Alabama, please read the article. It's amazing the work that they've done to like change things and like really like change happens. The works get done. You know what I'm saying? The work gets done. You know what I mean? And it's just like, when you look at the work that has to be done, it's disgusting. It's disgusting that these banks and all these rich people are invested in this prison system where people pay for bodies of cheap labor because they've been criminals. So now they're in our constitutional allowed to be slaves now. And so, yeah, good luck. Good luck. And not only good luck, you will be damn lucky if you don't return here once you served your time. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And that's why I appreciate Cori Bush so much, because I love seeing activists pushing pens. I want to see it. I think we need activists in the street, and I think we need activists in lawmaking. Like, I really do. That's what I want. I love it. I love that interview. Please check out her interview with Trevor Noah on The Daily Show. Like, it's so good. It's so good. I love Black women. Cori Bush is so, like, you could just tell, girl, she was there. She's been there, and she's still with y'all. Like, she's here. And it's like, I was watching King of the Reed's recent video. I don't know if it was a recent video, but he's basically saying, like, talking about AOC, because AOC was on live talking about her experience when the insurrection happened, and she was sharing that she had been sexually assaulted in the past, and so dealing with the insurrection, and then like her trauma just compounded and feeling like she was back where she was, and so, damn, what was my point? I don't know. I always forget my point. But basically, he was saying, like, yeah, AOC, this is terrible, but it's like, this is the system that you are trying to fight, and there's no reform in this system. And it's like, hearing people talk like that really makes me hopeless. And it's not because I want to reform the system. Like, I am not invested in keeping America at all. Like, it's fine. Like, the Constitution can always change. We can always change legal documents. Like, it's just a name. Like, it doesn't matter. You know, this land is native land. I would love for the natives to have back their land. Like, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? But how do we do that if we're not getting into these positions? And how do we make sure that that work gets done if we're not actively voting out and voting in people who are dedicated to making sure that work gets done, and then also voting out the people who have changed course? And yeah, maybe they were true and blue activists, and then all of a sudden, you know, progress always change, and all of a sudden you're looking up and you're not as progressive as it used to be. But if we have a conscious voting population, then we can get those kinds of people out there. You have people who have been in this fucking Senate, House, Congress, or whatever for decades upon decades upon decades. That kind of like entrenchment of power just shouldn't be happening in a democracy. If we have an active population, why can't we get those things done? If we give that, we can give it back to the natives. Like, I don't understand why we can't think like that. And I understand that this system was never meant to work like that, but fuck, I'm not trying to work on the system either, work in the system. But that doesn't mean, like, I'm working with the system I have, but I'm not trying to work in the system. I don't know if that makes sense, but it really don't, but it does at the same time in my head. I don't know. But yeah, I just feel like seeing Cori Bush, an activist, just out there like doing it is really beautiful to me, because like, she's still talking the talk. Like, $2,000 a month is what we need, period. This is what they're doing, but this is what I want. And it's so interesting to me. That's why I'm like, I don't give a fuck if the Republicans fall. The Republicans need to fall, because fuck that. The Democrats are out here trying to act like, oh, we need the progressive wing of the party is the reason why we kind of we lost seats in the House. And it's like, no, the progressive wing of the party is eating this game up. The progressive wing of the party is the reason why people are hopeful. You guys who are stuck here trying to reach across the aisle is the reason why people don't believe shit get done, because this shit is stupid. Why are we still at $1,400, $1,600 check once? This is ridiculous. Cori Bush is right. We should be having $2,000 a month until this pandemic is over, because y'all haven't left people with any kind of insurance. Y'all don't have a universal income, so where people have something just in case bad times fall on hand, because y'all think that bad times happening to people is people's own personal moral failings, and that shit is just fucked up in itself. But that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. And yeah, so yeah. Okay, I didn't think I was gonna smoke this whole blunt though. If the Democrats don't want to lose, if the Democrats don't want to lose in 2022, come 2022 when the House seats are up, and the Republicans have revised their shit to be more fascist, because they're giving Marjorie standing fucking ovations. If they don't do something, y'all will lose. If y'all don't start giving out checks, real tangible change to poor people who are dying and starving, if y'all don't give real tangible change and open up these prisons, because people are dying in these prisons. Like, first of all, people in the streets are dying, let alone the people in these prisons. The deaths in these prisons are disgusting. And it's a true, I'm telling y'all, this pandemic is showing y'all really true natures. Y'all don't give a fuck about poor people. And as soon as y'all can label somebody a criminal, you say that they are ready for death. And y'all don't give a fuck about them either. And it's quite disgusting. It's quite disgusting. Okay. Fuck Jeff Bezos. 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 Okay. Ladies, gentlemen, my non-binary lovers, friends. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Wash your hands. Wash your face. Wear a mask. Wash your ass. And don't be opportunistic capitalist asshole. Bye.